Hey everyone, thanks for watching Swallowtail Tarot. Today we're going to be looking at where your heart is guiding you. Where is your heart guiding you? So something interesting I've identified within the collective that I've been reading for is that there seems to be a lot of heart-based choices, a lot of back and forth between choosing their heart versus choosing what's traditional or conforming or what is logical. So that's something I've identified within this collective, and that was the inspiration for this reading. And also I've also made the intention that since it's going to be shorter, similar to my last style of video, that you can choose multiple piles if you feel called to do so. And please remember that this is a general collective reading on YouTube, so that there will be a lot of different energies coming through, and make sure to take what resonates and leave the rest. Alright, so I'll see you in your piles. Bye! Hey pile 1, if you chose the white sage bundle, then this is your reading. So I first want to talk about white sage. So it is, we use it commonly throughout the spiritual community, so you might be spiritual yourself, or it might be a spiritual based decision. It's also identified by native cultures that it is a living organism, it's a living entity, it's sentient. And it has the ability to support you through major transitions, offer you protection, and unravel or uncode like certain DNA responses or coding that you've been coded with through your childhood or through your ancestral lineage. It's also native to, I believe, Southern California. A lot in Southern California, so if you're also a Southern California local, or maybe you're being called to go there, so hey. But all right, let's see what you have for your oracle cards, and I'll put your sage up at the top. Oh, that's also what I wanted to say about sage too. It's for clearing, right? It's for clearing and connecting. I think that might also be important. We'll see. So we have your oracles pre-pulled, and then I'll be pulling tarot just to get a little bit more information. I don't really have a setup for this, to be honest with you guys, and we're gonna figure out in pile 1, because that's just how we roll around here. So let's see, where is your heart guiding to? Where is pile 1's heart guiding them to? So first off, we have the desert in reverse, and we have the poet upright. And then we also have emotions are a reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. We have the cosmic heart. Yep. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Yeah, so something that was already coming up, and I'll just say it right now while I get it, is I think you're moving towards something, or your heart is guiding you towards something that has more meaning, that has more fulfillment. Because you see here we have the desert in reverse, and the desert is a very dry place. You know, it leaves people wandering and searching and yearning and thirsting for this emotional or this soul-filled fulfillment, right? And once you find that water, that oasis, it's a blessing. So I think you are being guided towards your oasis. And maybe you, or some of you, are poets or artists or writers. And to me, being a poet myself, I think the poetry or writing, and take this how it resonates, right? You don't have to be a poet to experience this emotion. In whatever it is that you do, I think it can be relevant. So it really guides you towards this really deep part of yourself, this really heart-centered place. And it does require a lot of devotion. It requires you to see your life as the art that it is. So maybe you are being guided to look more closely at the things around you to see where the water is and move there. So I hope that makes sense. Let's see what's next. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. I want to keep, no, I'm gonna talk because we do have a lot of oracles, so I'm just gonna talk as I pull them out. So for this one, what's coming up is, if you look at this card here, it looks like this person is entering a portal on the ledge here. And it's kind of reminding me of the Fool card. So it's reminding me of the Fool is taking a step over the ledge and not really knowing the outcome of their choices or their decisions, yet they're continuing to move on this path regardless of what they know is in front of them, because they feel this love inside of them. So wherever your heart is guiding you to, it is definitely somewhere where you don't necessarily know the outcome. You don't know the steps of where to go next after you decide. Oh, so I think your heart is leading you to make a certain obviously a heart-based decision without necessarily knowing the outcome. And again, because we were talking about potentially being an artist, or it might be a person, it might be a more fulfilling partnership. Take what resonates, but it's guiding you to just move forward despite knowing the outcome. Because no matter the outcome, it's important that you always choose your heart. And if you choose your heart and you choose this decision, you will be led to other more fulfilling experiences, because you don't necessarily know what's on the other side. It's almost like you have to trust. And how relevant that one of the first piles is the cosmic heart. So it's like really tuning in to what your heart wants and moving towards that direction. Let's see what else you have. You have trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. And we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. So let me just tune into these for just a second. Baby steps and trust the timing. Yeah, these cards go really well together, because I think maybe you've been on this soul searching journey, is the term that is like a soulmate journey too for some of you, a soulmate journey, a soul searching journey. And I think that it's been a long time since you've necessarily felt a deep fulfillment or satisfaction from either the relationships in your life or the tasks that you were doing. Maybe you have been looking for opportunities. Maybe you have been taking these baby steps towards whatever it is that you want. But just know that the timing in this situation is really important. So if you jumped in too soon, I'm going to use the poet example. Maybe if you jumped in too soon to publishing your own book, or maybe making art prints, or maybe jumping into a relationship too soon with someone that you have a deep soul connection with, maybe it wouldn't necessarily have the longevity that you want. So your soul is guiding you to continue to focus, or where your heart is guiding you to is to continue to focus on what's in front of you. Focus on the steps that are in front of you and continue to just take those small baby steps towards your goals, or towards building yourself up for partnership, maybe is what I heard. Yeah, I saw like clairvoyantly, or like in my head, I saw like a person being built from Legos. I don't know why. Maybe Legos are relevant. Maybe some of you guys like to play with Legos, or like building blocks is kind of what I saw, right? So there's certain things that need to be put into place in order for the entire structure to last. So now we're going to look at your tarot. Oh, and we have the 7 of Cups upright. So that's opportunities, multiple choices, searching for purpose. I think what's really coming out for this pile is searching for purpose. We have 2 doves here, so I will mention for some of you, I think this is about a soulmate connection, but for a lot of you, it's about searching for purpose in your career, searching for purpose in your career, your life, your relationships. Like, what am I here to do? Maybe some of you, like I said before, have been waiting for a really long time to finally come to this conclusion. But just know that your heart is guiding you towards something bigger. Maybe what you're doing doesn't necessarily seem like it's having fruitful results. That could be in a relationship, or searching for someone, or on this path of like, maybe you're multi-talented. Gemini is coming up. Also Scorpio could be a relevant sign. You could be a Scorpio. But Gemini is coming up because Gemini people, or people with heavy Gemini placements, tend to have multiple different interests. So maybe you're good at a lot of things and you're not really sure what direction you should go, but trust that all of the things that you've dabbled in now and in the past are leading you towards something bigger. So okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting. I'm seeing right now like a heart being pulled in so many different directions. But trust that all of these different things that you choose to dive into or envelop yourself in or involve yourself with, trust that all of these things are giving you very valuable fruits, lessons. Like I saw like an apple. So trust that everything is giving you like a little lesson and a little drop of wisdom to prepare you for something that you are actually going to do for the rest of your life, or for someone that you're actually going to be with for the rest of your life could also be relevant. You are so sensitive and you're so attuned to what's around you that sometimes I think also there's a lot of, with the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of external noise and a lot of external opinions on this person, this relationship, or this goal that you have, or the fact that you can't choose, air quotes, like what you want to do. There might be a lot of people judging you for that, but you know yourself the best. Your heart was put into your body for a reason, and you are choosing the love, you are choosing the goals, you are choosing the mission that you are on for a very, very specific reason, because you are ready for it and you are equipped for it, and because you're the right person for whatever it is that you choose to move towards. So I want to get a little bit more tarot on exactly what it is that you're choosing, and then I want to get some advice for you from, I want to get like what's blocking you, like what shadow feeling or what shadow emotion is like holding you back from moving towards your heart, and then I also want to get what's moving you forward. We're gonna do that, but at first I want to see a little bit more in your situation. Something else I see is that I think there is, like, I was just shown in my head as I was shuffling, like the apple again, but it was like shining. I think you do have the apple of your eye came out. Like, I think you do have one thing. Like, I think you are good at a lot of things, or that you could sustain this relationship or this career for like a really long time, because you're so intellectual and smart. Like, you could really do anything you put your mind to. But I think there is one thing that is the apple of your eye, and I think you know what it is. I think you know what or who that is. And it's important that you trust it. So let's get a little bit more, Spirit, please, God and angels. Can I get a little bit more information or background on where pile 1's heart is guiding them to, please? Can I get a little bit more information? Oh, Ace of Wands. We have Ace of Wands upright, so that's a new project, inspiration, the urge to create. Yep, the creative, the poet. Willpower, desire, potential beginnings, new opportunities, and growth. So this is, your heart is leading you towards something or someone that you are passionate about, that you want to put into, that you want to pour your energy and your time into. And we have Judgment in reverse, and that's self-doubt, lack of self-awareness, an inner critic, or ignoring the call. Yeah, so I think what has been blocking this from you following your heart or moving towards what your heart is guiding you to is honestly just doubt of the unknown. Not sure if where you're going or what you want is right. And if you are a creative person, you probably do have a really loud inner critic. And so that is what is blocking you from moving towards your heart space. And then we have the Three of Cups in reverse. So that's overindulgence, isolation, independence, alone time, heavy partying. What I get from this is, again, just there's too many people and there's too many hands in the pot is what I get. There's too many cooks in the kitchen is the phrase my mom used to say. There's too many people having a say in your life. You have to make the judgment call. No one's gonna make it for you. I think you've been getting signs. I think you have gotten a lot of signs, but you're ignoring the call. And so really, when, you know, we all have soul contracts when we come onto this earth. Like, there are certain things that are fated or destined, but when we incarnate here, we also have to agree to them. So you have to make a conscious choice of what you want and not be afraid to say what you want. So for example, I flipped this over on accident, so I'll just take the top one here. Oh yeah, and the Lovers. Oh, I'll take, yep, we're taking them. I don't know why I just flipped those ones out by accident. But anyways, what was I saying? I was saying that you can't be afraid to claim what you want. Claiming is such an important part of manifestation that I think gets missed a lot. Is you have to claim what you want and mean it, and like not be afraid. Because if you're not claiming what you want, so you feel deep inside that you're not worthy, you're not valuable enough, or that you're not perfect enough, or you're not educated enough, or that you're not a good enough wife or a good enough husband to get what you want, or you're not a good enough, you don't know how to love, you know, on, and the list goes on and on. Take it how it resonates for your situation, but you have to claim it. So for example, if you, again, we'll go back to the poet or the artist. If you want to be an artist, like a full-time artist, claim it. Claim it and take action and baby steps every single day. If you are in a not passionate relationship and you do decide that you want passion, that's okay. Like, claim it. Claim that that's what you want. And take baby steps towards making that happen, either in your current relationship or maybe moving away from things that aren't serving you. So again, we have the 6 of Swords in reverse, we have the Lovers, and then we have the 9 of Wands upright. So when I was saying sail away from what no longer serves you, it's like you're stopping yourself from moving away from a situation, people, or ideas, or your own self. Beliefs about yourself that are not serving you anymore. You're like holding on to them because you feel that's what you deserve. Like, there's a need for a personal shift in what you want, and claiming that. They're really, my spirit guides are really honing in on claim it. Claim the apple of your eye. Claim it and go for it. There, again, because this is the creative group, I think there's a lot of artists in here. Rick Rubin's book, the one with the circle and the dot, I don't know the title. I don't know why, it just has not stuck in my brain. But he made this analogy that creativity, and this can apply to other things, so just stick with me here. He made this analogy where like ideas and art are like a conveyor belt. And so the universe and God, or whatever you want to call it, provides different opportunities to people who are willing to like take it. And so if you have an idea on this conveyor belt and you in this moment are willing to move towards this section of the conveyor belt and take that gift, then it is yours. But if you have this idea and it ruminates too long, or you have this certain person on your mind and it stays in your head for too long, it just moves along the conveyor belt to someone else who's more fit, to someone else who is ready to take on the challenge, right? So that's why what happens sometimes is you have an idea, but you don't act on it, and it just moves along, and you see that someone else has executed that idea, and you're like, dang, I had that idea 5 years ago. Well, did you act on it? Probably not, if someone else did it before you, right? Or same thing with a person. So it's like, you notice there's this person that you've been admiring or desiring, and you've just like stayed in your own head and didn't make the judgment call, and it just moves along to the next person who is ready to take on that relationship. So it's really up to you. And then again, we have the Lovers, which over the Passion card, so it's moving you towards, your heart is guiding you towards something or someone that you genuinely like have a deep love for. And then we have the 9 of Wands. That's all about courage, persistence, testing your faith, yeah, resilience, boundaries, last stand, and weary. Like I said in the beginning, I think a lot of you have been on this like journey for a really long time and you're growing really tired. But the 9 of Wands speaks to having courage and faith, even if, you know, what you seek is not necessarily in front of you just yet. Trust that by taking the baby steps that it will come to fruition. But I think the most important thing that your spirit guides want to highlight is that you need to claim it and not be afraid to claim what you want. And by claiming something, that means we say no to other things, right? So for example, if we are claiming, I'll just say sobriety. If we're claiming sobriety, that means we say no to alcohol, right? Or if we are claiming love, or we are claiming passion, that means we say no to everything else in our life that is not full of love and passion. So it's really about claiming what you want and believing that you are worth it. So I want to get some advice for you guys now. I want to get some advice from my Fairy Oracle deck, and then, oh, actually I'll get it from my Crystal Angels deck. No, I said Fairy Oracles. I'm going to roll with that. And then, oh, Moonology. That's what else I want to do. Sorry guys, pile one's always the tester of the format, but it always ends up really good when I do this. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. So I wanted to see, we kind of already talked about what's blocking you. I think it was the inability to, or the lack of belief that you are worthy of what you choose, like the apple of your eye. Apples might be like really significant. For you. Actually, I want to look up what the spiritual meaning of apples is. Because there's a spiritual meaning to like all fruits and foods and stuff. So I'm going to look up apples. What is the spiritual meaning of apples? Obviously, we know the biblical one, right? Forbidden fruit. It was the forbidden fruit. So maybe the... Oh, let me read this. So the apple represents sin and also redemption. But what really came to my head was the forbidden fruit. And so like I was saying, I think that there's a person or a career or something that a project that you're working on that could be considered like a forbidden fruit. And I think that's why you've been so afraid to choose it, because in your head, you're like, it's just temptation. It's not logical. It's not traditional. It's not safe. But the apple also symbolized redemption. Like a newness coming back from that. So I think that's maybe, like, I don't know if I said this already because channeling is really fast, but I think that's why so many people have all of their hands in your beeswax. Because they're trying to save you from a potential wrong choice, is what I heard. They're like trying to save you from making the same mistakes they did or making mistakes, but I don't think that's the case here. I think it's important that you choose your heart, because you're not going to have the same experience as your parents, is what's coming up, or your grandparents or your friends. Like you're a unique individual with a unique set of experiences and a unique soul contract. Wow. So I think it's really important for you to not, I don't want to say this in like a negative way, but cut everybody else's opinion out and just go for what you want. And the example that I'm thinking of is like, say for example, you want to start a project that is like a little bit more, I don't know, I'm seeing like an art project or a photography business that's a little bit more like risque because of the forbidden fruit probably. Or like you want to start painting like more risque things, right? Like, but your family, like that's not how they roll. And so it's like a forbidden topic to explore. Maybe you're like a podcaster, or like, and you want to explore more taboo topics, or maybe like I said, the person that is the apple of your eye seems like this forbidden thing. But trust yourself. Like you wouldn't be getting all of these signs about it if it was for no reason. And pray. Like if you ever have confusion, just pray. and ask for a specific sign. So we have some specific signs here. We have birds, ocean birds. I don't know what kind of birds those are. They look like sparrows. We also have more birds. So birds. Maybe you need to ask. Oh, a snake. We have a snake. So maybe ask for a specific sign. So let's get some more advice, or let's get one card for what's holding them back. We already kind of talked about it. And one card for what's moving them forward. Please, Spirit. Thank you. So this was like definitely a little bit longer than I expected, but good messages, I think. Oh, if you like this reading so far and you resonate with it, please let me know in the comments. I think it's always so interesting to learn when things resonate for people. And I'm also so grateful to be able to read for you guys. It's really fun for me. And we have forgiveness. And if you're feeling called, subscribe to the channel. That would really be cool too. I flipped over the bottom of the deck and I had protection. Oh, okay. And what is moving them forward, please, Spirit? Oops, that one just jumped out. Courage. Yeah, literally. I think we said that in the beginning. So what's blocking you from trusting what your heart is telling you, or moving towards your heart's desires, or where is your heart guiding you, is the need to have forgiveness for yourself and for others. And again, the perfectionist, this is coming out. Wow. So, man, I lost myself. But forgiveness. Forgiveness for yourself and others, like moving on from past mistakes. From past errors. The perfectionism thing is coming up. That's what I was gonna say. The perfectionist thing is coming up again. It's like forgiving yourself for not being perfect, and forgiving yourself for listening to everybody else except for your own self. And if it's a relationship you're asking about, it's forgiveness for that person, and having forgiveness for yourself in the situation. And know that your dream, or whatever your passion is, person, place, or thing, is highly protected, because it came over, the card came over the Lovers and the Ace of Wands. It's highly protected. It's almost like contracted. But you do have to take action towards it, and you do have to claim it. And then what's moving you forward is courage. Having the ability to face your fears and have courage despite maybe multiple failed attempts. Maybe courage when no one else believes in you, or no one else believes in what you have envisioned for yourself, and facing your fears. I'm getting like communication, like because of the water and the color, it's giving like the need to communicate. So I feel like it's facing your fears with communicating to someone or to other people about your ideas or your passions. Maybe you've experienced rejection in the past, and just know that what you seek seeks you, and you can't miss what's meant for you. You can't. Like, if it's a dream that you have, it's meant for you if you have these feelings in your heart about it. And so it's important that you face your fears when you communicate about it. And don't, just because you failed in the past does not mean you're gonna fail again. Have courage. We got a lot of full moons, so maybe that might be an important timing card. All right, and then last, I'm gonna get advice from the Angel Fairy deck. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna get advice from these two, and I'm gonna get a timing card, because I don't know what you guys are necessarily like, the exact situation. It varies, you know, from person to person, but I want to get a timing card, and you can just take it how it resonates for your situation. Oops. All right, let's get some advice. Spirit, can you please get some advice for pile 1? Some last messages or advice for pile 1. gosh. Your heart always knows the way. Simply trust it. Yeah, you guys are not trusting yourselves. I'm getting one more. Another bird, eagles. Perspective is a matter of where you stand. Yeah, it's like and this came over the forgiveness card and the 9 of Wands. So it's like you're focused on all of these things that could go wrong or that have gone wrong in the past, but you're not looking towards the future. You're not looking towards what the possibility is. Like if something can go so bad, if that's a possibility, right, then that also means if the world is full of infinite quantum possibilities, that the equal opposite is also possible. So why not focus on what's possible versus what could go wrong? And then lastly, my setup gets so crazy during readings. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to look at the angel, the crystal angel deck. Oh, wow. Life lessons. You can break free from recurring patterns by praying to know the lesson and the blessing they contain. Yep, that's what I said. Really pray and ask for guidance. Ask for courage. You can literally ask for courage. These two fell out, so I'll take them, and then that will be it. Revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. Yes, where you're at right now or what you're doing right now is not the real you. Like, it is not genuine. But have forgiveness for yourself in this place because it taught you a lot of life lessons. Answered prayers. Oh my gosh, all your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're saying just pray, pile one. Pray to us, ask us for help. We need to be invited in. Like, we need permission. We need you to claim what you want. Just tell us what you want and it will be yours. Wow, that's really powerful. That's so powerful. All right, well, that's really great. And I almost forgot, I'm gonna get some timing cards for you guys, and then that will be it. Again, I don't know how this timing cards will resonate because each of you are in a unique situation, but just take it how it resonates. Try later. Whoa, interesting. Try later, in progress now. Another bird, an owl. What is up with all these birds? So interesting, you're not getting exact time frames. I'm gonna get one more time frame for those who need it. Okay, so it's pretty soon. Maybe it's saying to, it's like this came over the baby steps card, so it's like you're already doing this. You're already in progress towards your goals. And this came over the prayer card, so I think it's saying to focus on praying and taking more action on whatever it is that you're doing this week. And try later, I think that's saying like, I really don't, it's almost like an ocean of possibility. It's all dependent on the baby steps you take. It's all dependent on you claiming what you want and going for it. All right, well, that is all I have for you, pile one. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated with you, like or subscribe. That would be so cool. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile two. If you chose this empty vase, this is your reading. I don't know why I put such random things. I don't have that many crystals and I didn't want to repeat the same ones I used last time. But first we'll talk about, first of all, I want to mention in between pile one and pile two, I had to clear the energy. So maybe you need to do that. But moving from pile one, which was relatively like intense, this feels a lot more serene and calm. So maybe that's your energy towards the situation, or just your energy in general. An empty vase spiritually also symbolizes, let's see, I looked it up by the way because I was like, wait, why did I even pick an empty vase? Let me just look up if there's any meaning, and there is. A spiritual meaning of an empty vase can vary depending on the context, but it can symbolize a coming to Jesus moment, emptying yourself. Yeah, that's what I got, like a blank slate, kind of like a new vessel. Put this up here. And also it can represent nourishment. But I really think what I pick up from it is emptying yourself of everything that is not genuine, but not serving you. Like, empty the contents of what once was, to make space for the new. So let's see if that has any relevance. First, I picked off your oracle cards, and then we're gonna get more on the tarot to see more of the situation if we need it. And then we're gonna get what's blocking you from following your heart and what's helping you move towards following your heart, and any advice. All right, so let's go for it. So the first card you got is the Warrior. I love this card. And then you also got Practice Freedom, Release the Weight of Judgment. Are you guys coming from pile 1? Maybe some of you are. Starkeeper, Cosmic Ancestor, Seed the Light by Staying Grounded. This is in reverse. I'm sorry, in reverse. Defenselessness, righting past wrongs, or uprooting. I'm gonna leave it in reverse just so I can remember. Oh, you have another one. Cracked open in reverse. Rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Oh. I'm gonna wait for your tarot just so I can like tune into these ones. I feel like what your heart is guiding you to is allowing yourself to sink to rock bottom. I feel like you're such a strong person that you always feel like you have to have it all together. Like you have to have everything together. You have to be in control. Like you're the strong one. What I heard is you're the strong sister. You're the strong brother. You're the rock. Like you're the rock in whatever circle you're in, whether that be like a friend group or a family, or you feel like the rock at least. And I feel that you think that you have to have it all together all the time, and it's stopping you from cracking open and hitting rock bottom so that you can release what you need to release. Because you're not a robot, you're not a superhuman, you're not a superwoman or a superman. You are a human being with human emotions and human feelings. And so sometimes a lot of the time, it's important that this release happens, that you do sink to rock bottom, that you do, I heard humble yourself in a way where it's not like humble yourself. It's more like remember your humanity. You are not a superhuman. They're being silly. My guides. I also see with this card, I'm sorry, now that I know these are in reverse, I'm gonna flip them over so I can look at the images. I also see with I'm sorry that you feel guilty over something, or you feel that maybe you haven't apologized for something, or that I'm getting out of control. Like you feel out of control of whatever happened. And when it's saying release the weight of judgment, it's like you're judging yourself for not being able to be the warrior, even though you are the warrior. Like you're judging yourself is what I get. And you're like apologizing endlessly for this thing that you had no control over. So what your heart is guiding you to do is to allow yourself, not too far, you know, within reason, of course, because it's a slippery slope once you let yourself fall. Maybe you have fallen to rock bottom in the past, and you kind of went down like a bad path because of it. Like I'm getting like addiction or substance abuse, or maybe like avoidance, or maybe with just many different tactics to avoid, or when you go into rock bottom you want to find like some sort of solution, some sort of comfort, or some sort of ease. Maybe you've slipped into rock bottom before and you're really afraid to let yourself be cracked open again, but you're a different person now than you were in the past, and you're a different person today than you were 5, 4, 3, 10, 20 years ago, right? You're not who you were in the past. You have a lot more knowledge. You have a lot more regulation, is what I'm hearing. You have a lot more know-how than you did in the past. And so this is also a conscious letting go, a conscious slipping into the bottom. Whereas before, maybe it was unconscious. Maybe you just woke up one day and you were there and you didn't know how you got there. Now, if you're watching this video and you've been having these feelings, because tarot only confirms what we already know to be true, it is a conscious release. And that enough is different than it was in the past, right? Maybe for some of you. I think for most of you. So let's see what your tarot says about what is going on here. I'm just going to recap for myself because I'm a verbal processor. Your heart is guiding you to surrender. Yeah. And then we have the Two of Wands upright. Personal goals, inner alignment, fear of the unknown, fear of change, and lack of planning. Based on what we talked about, I feel like your world was turned upside down by whatever happened, because we have the Two of Wands upside down, so the world is upside down. Like I got like your world was turned upside down. And maybe it stopped or halted progress on something in just life in general. Take it how it resonates. It stopped progress with something, and you're taking time to adjust to this new change. But it's almost like if you don't let yourself sink a little bit, it's going to be lingering longer. If you just let yourself release, like let yourself slip, like stop putting on this brave face all the time, just for a second, you'll notice a lot faster of progress, because emotions are energy in motion. They're energy in motion. So when we have emotions in our body, it is energy in motion. And if we don't allow this motion to happen, if we don't allow it to like come into our body and then come out, they get stuck. And so it's important to go down to this rock bottom period in a conscious way, knowing that that's what you're doing, so that these emotions can move out of your body. And it can make, oh my gosh, this is where the vessel comes in. So it can make space for new, more pleasant emotions to come in. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Like imagine you just had this vessel like filled up with all of this like debris and these rocks. And so imagine all the rocks inside here are like emotions. And you just like for years, you've just been stacking. That's fine. I'll deal with that later. I'm the warrior. I'm the tough one. I'm the helper. I'm the superhero. I'm the superwoman. It's fine. I'll deal with it later. It has reached a point where it is starting to spill out. So it's moving all of those old hardened emotions and making yourself a new clear vessel. Like again, like what it said, a coming to Jesus moment, like surrendering to the fact that you are not a superhero. That's really what I'm hearing. So that's what your heart's guiding you to do. That's really interesting. I feel like a release in my chest, like thinking about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is a lot of burdens to carry. It's like you're carrying the burdens for everyone else and you're not even thinking about yourself. You're blaming yourself for something you didn't have control over. So I want to get a little bit more tarot, just to get a little bit more insight on your situation. So what is pile 2, where is pile 2's heart guiding them to? Where is pile 2's heart guiding them to? Please, Spirit, God, and angels. I got, looking at these, I'm just looking at the cards for some maybe synchronicities. I got from this Western head, I got like southwest areas, like, I don't know, Texas, New Mexico. I'm not sure of anywhere else. Maybe some parts of California, Southern California again. So maybe you guys are coming from pile 1. We had our Southern California friends over there. I'm also seeing Egypt. And I think that's is that an eagle? An eagle. And a tree. Maybe you need to talk to the trees or something. Ground yourself. Come back to yourself. Can I get more insight, please, Spirit, on pile 2, where their heart is guiding them to? Where is pile 2's? Oh, you're taking all of them? No, I'm not. Can I get more insight, please, Spirit, on where pile 2's heart is guiding them to, please? There we go. Again, opportunities, choices, searching for purpose. And we have the Devil, which is shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, temptation, codependency, or toxicity. I'm gonna get clarifiers on both of them because I kind of already have a feeling. I think that the 7 of Cups is referring to like you feeling that you have the ability to control everything. And maybe in the past you haven't allowed yourself to feel the emotions because you had these attachments or addictions, or these almost like, it's almost like what I'm seeing in my head is all of the rocks that were in this vase in my head that you have like an attachment to every single one of them. Like you pride yourself on being able to keep it all under control, but right now you're at a point where it's time to release, and I think that is making you feel maybe shameful. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, financial independence, conflict, smothering, and then we have Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. I think, wow. Okay, so we have all of these, this illusion of choice here that's coming into play. Like you feel that you can choose when or how you want to feel feelings, but that is not the case. That's not how emotions work. They come and we don't really have control over them. And so it's like you're blocking these emotions. So you're blocking them from coming out, which is leading to a lack of abundance in other areas of your life. That could actually be financial debt. It could also be represented as like lack of love in partnerships. It could be as a lack of time. It could be as just a general lack of energy. So you feeling like you have all this control when you can feel and not feel these things is like blocking you from actually like experiencing the empty vessel. And then we have the Devil with the Judgment card. So it's almost like you identifying, okay, it's something is coming to my head. So all of those rocks that were in that vessel, right, are all of the things in the past that you've kept under control, and you have an attachment to these things. Along with the good that has come out of them, it's also attaching you to the person you used to be. that you are not anymore, that you are ready to move into a new phase of yourself. But you holding on to all of these little rocks, like little hero moments that you've had by neglecting your own emotions, is keeping you attached to the idea that that is healthy or good. It's keeping you attached to wanting to do that again. So it's important to make the judgment calls. Your heart's guiding you to make a judgment call to release all of this. Like, let it go. Let go of what you used to be. Let go of who you used to be. You're not the same person that you are, or that you were. Those things happened. Those people were helped. That's great. You learned these things. Now let it go. It's not for you to carry anymore. You did your job. You did your job. I'm getting like emotional right now. You did your job. I'm seeing someone like with a backpack, carrying all the rocks, like carrying a bunch of heavy rocks. They're like, no, I like these rocks. These make me feel valuable. So it's like you have an attachment to how the rocks in the vase, sorry, I don't know how else to explain it, how the emotions, how all that baggage, like you're attached to how they make you feel about yourself. I think that's a good question to ask yourself. Why do I like carrying this around? Like, it's heavy. I'm in bad health. I'm in bad financial health. I don't have any energy. I'm like not feeling the best all the time. Like, what benefit am I getting out of carrying all of these burdens around all the time? Yeah. So where your heart is guiding you, pile 2, is to make a judgment call, to be reborn into something new, to clear the vessel, to release, to forgive yourself, to let go of this warrior, need to be the warrior. So I just want to get some advice from the Moonology deck. I want to see what is blocking you and then what's moving you forward. We kind of already have a pretty good image about what's blocking you, but these are always really cool cards. So Spirit, can I please get some more information for pile 2 on what is blocking them and what is moving them forward? So what is blocking pile 2 from releasing these burdens, releasing these rocks, clearing the vessel? We have transformation. And what else is blocking them, Spirit? I heard just fear of change, fear of transforming, fear that you transforming is going to not be of the highest good for the people around you. Seek healing. Yeah. You need to ask for help. Seek healing in other ways. Like go out there and ask for help. And then what's moving them forward? This is pretty clear. Not laughing at you guys. It's so funny how Spirit is like very clear about messages sometimes. Releasing the blocks is what's going to move you forward. And in order to do that, you have to seek healing and know that you transforming and letting all of this go doesn't make you a different person. It doesn't change your spirit. It doesn't change you, like who you are at your core. It only makes you more available to do the things to love, to help more people, to love on more people, to be a better support system. Like, you releasing and hitting this rock bottom point and letting things go only creates more space for you to do more good in the world. Because if we're in debt, we're in bad health, or we are experiencing a lack of energy, how are we going to keep going? you're a warrior at heart. Like, you really are. I'm getting like you had maybe a past lives as warriors that might be relevant for some of you, but you're a true warrior. And so like, that's not going to stop. Just because you've chosen to let go and allow yourself to transform doesn't mean you're going to stop being a warrior. It just means that you're going to have more energy to be a better, not better warrior, but like more space. You're going to have more space. And then for the last two cards, we have focus and change your tune. This card always reminds me of like focusing on what you don't have versus what you do have. So it's like focus on changing the way that you're approaching this situation. Focus on healing. Focus on releasing the blocks. Okay, so if you're a warrior, you probably think that like releasing your blocks or allowing yourself to cry or having these emotions is weak. No, change your tune. Like, that's not weak. Strength means knowing when to be vulnerable as well. That's the true meaning of strength to me. So yeah, that is what I have for you today, pile 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you like this, please like the video, comment, or subscribe, or let me know how it resonated or what resonated. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you chose the painted river rock with a butterfly on it, this is your reading. So first off, I want to talk about the butterfly. As you know, Swallowtail Tarot, I love the butterfly. It was one of my symbols, and not to make this about me, it's only because I feel like it might be relevant. When I first started my spiritual awakening journey, I saw yellow butterflies everywhere and I was tripping out, and it was so crazy. And these butterflies were huge, so to me, butterflies always symbolize transformation. And of course, because they go from a caterpillar to a butterfly, they're on the edge of the unknown. Like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know they're soon to become a butterfly, right? So because you picked the butterfly, it's about like transformation, expansion, trusting. This might be a sign for you as well, butterflies. All right, so let's get into your oracles. So what we're gonna do today, as determined by pile 1, I always do picking my form in pile 1, but anyways, maybe some of you are coming from pile 1. First, we're gonna look at your oracle cards. Then we're gonna get a little bit more tarot to see a little bit more in depth about where your heart is guiding you to, and then we're gonna get some advice and other messages as it applies. So let's start off. Where is pile 3's heart guiding them to, Spirit? We have the Mother. And we have Gnosis. Oh yeah. You guys definitely might be coming from pile 1. And then we have, you deserve to be seen. Let yourself be known. You got the love. Her radiant energy, codependency, and boundaries. Oh, I see what's happening here. And then we have the seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing the unconscious to the light. Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. So I think a lot of you might be coming from pile 1. If you're not, however, I think that this, and I think you're coming from the people in pile 1 who were more like relationship oriented. We'll get more from the tarot to confirm, but I'll try to keep it general. It could be a relationship or something that you're really passionate about. I think that your heart is guiding you towards something that you already know to be true. If you didn't come from pile 1 and you feel called to watch pile 1, I would. I'm going to use a reference that I use in pile 1, but it's like, you know, the apple of your eye. Like, you know what you want. Gnosis is all about this inner knowing, this deep inner knowing that doesn't necessarily make sense to others, but it makes sense to you. And so I feel like you know exactly where your heart's guiding you to, but you're having difficulty trusting it. The Mother. So it could be about a mother. It could be someone who is a mother. It could be dealing with your own mother. All of that could apply. Your heart may be guiding you towards to communicate with your mother. Maybe if you haven't had a good communication with them lately or haven't been talking to them enough, Your heart may be guiding you to do so. It also might be, the mother is a really nurturing energy, so it might be guiding you towards something that's more nurturing, more fulfilling. But you already know what it is. You're just having a hard time trusting it. And then we have a you deserve to be seen, let yourself be known. Yeah, so if this is like a career or something that's more nurturing, a more nurturing path, I heard like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I think that's the saying. So it's like, let yourself be known, let yourself be seen, let yourself, let your intentions be heard, because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If we're not saying what we need, or we're not showing ourselves, or putting ourselves out there, how, like, you're not going to get the opportunity. The phrase I heard in my head is, if you want to win the lotto, you have to play. So in order to win the lotto, you have to play. Like, and you might lose a couple of times or a lot of times, but eventually, hopefully, you win. So in order to win the prize, the gnosis, the apple of your eye, the pearl of your life, like, you have to play the game. You gotta go out there. Maybe a lot of you are feeling like you don't deserve it again, but you do have the love inside of you. You do have what this situation is requiring from you. So if it's a certain job or a creative pursuit, or if it's a certain person, trust that your heart is guiding you in the direction of that certain thing, because you do have the love, you do have the passion, you do have the know-how to get the job done, to be the right match, to say the right words. You know, trust yourself. Seeing potential, bringing the unconscious to the light. So I think that a lot of you do know, but I think that you are suppressing it because you feel that it's not the right time, it's not the right thing. Maybe you're feeling judged by others, or maybe having a fear of being seen. So you're suppressing all of this desire, but your heart is guiding you to bring all of these unconscious emotions to the light. We have codependency and boundaries. So I see also too, this person has like multiple faces. I think you might be going like back and forth between multiple different versions of you, and maybe because you haven't brought the subconscious or the unconscious to the light, you're having a difficult time seeing yourself clearly. So it's almost like if you were to look into a mirror in the dark, or if someone was to try to find you in the dark, if you were looking into a mirror in a dark room with only like a couple lights or whatever, you would have a difficult time like fully seeing yourself, right? So the subconscious is the dark. So you have to bring all of this desire, all of this knowing to the light, so that you can actually see yourself clearly. So, but if we use the dark analogy, if you just turned on the light, you'll be able to see your reflection perfectly. But it's because you're not allowing yourself to, I say, admit or want or feel worthy of, or whatever it applies to you in your situation, because all of these subconscious emotions and fears are holding you back. You're having a difficult time deciding what it is that you want to do. Share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. I get a couple things from this card. The first thing I get is diving deep into the waters of your subconscious. What is so scary? What is so scary to you? There's an ocean of possibility. If your fears are true, then also the equal opposite must also be true, right? Like your greatest outcome is also true. I also get that whatever you do know about and whatever your heart is guiding you to, whether that be a certain job, a person, a place, or a thing, you share the same frequency. And it's like this thing is really... let me do a person first, and then I'm gonna go to like an activity or like a project. If it's a person, you guys have like a really deep watery connection, and by that I mean like you guys can really share each other's emotions, this depth, or maybe that's what you are looking for. in a person, but whatever it is with a person, you have the ability to go really deep with this person, and you do share the same frequency as this person. So trust that you do have the love, and that you do know the truth. If it is a project, a job, or anything else, take it how it resonates, you share the same frequency with this thing. And it takes you to a really deep part of yourself that you didn't know existed. So for example, if you are a musician, maybe making certain music takes you into this really deep place of yourself that you didn't really know you had in you. Or if you are if you want to get into modeling or acting or you, whatever it is, it takes you to this really deep place, and it pulls something out of you, whether that be like primitive or it's almost like primal. The energy I'm getting is like primal, but it's like primal emotion. It's like primal control. I don't know how to explain it. What I'm seeing is like almost a person in my head that's like really I don't want to say like feral, but like they're really like primal instincts is kind of what comes up. Like whatever your heart is guiding to you is pulling this really deep primal part of yourself out, and I think maybe that's what scares you. But to me, I just get passion. What's that? It's like a primal passion. There we go. That the message finally came through. It's like a primal passion that's coming out of you, and it's like not a lot of people experience that in their life. And so if your heart is guiding you towards that, it's a gift. It is a gift to go towards this passion of yours. So let's look at your tarot now and see exactly what your heart is guiding you to do. Why did I say to do? Probably because I have the Two of Swords. So it looks like your heart is guiding you to make a really difficult decision between two different options. So if we're using this like career or this like passion project versus something else, you could be choosing between what is stable or what is traditional. Actually, this applies to people as well, but you might be choosing something or someone that is more traditional, stable, or more like socially acceptable jobs as well, socially acceptable careers, versus someone or something that you're more passionate about. So again, it's equal opposites, right? So it's just a decision between two ways of life, two ways of being. And it came out over you got the love card where the person has multiple faces. So I think when you're on this side, the more traditional side of the sword, or the one that seems like the right thing to do, or the right job to be in, or the traditional thing to do, you have like so many different faces for that. But then it's like when you move towards the passion one, you also have a different face for that. And I think because you haven't allowed yourself to bring this unconscious thought to the light, they're like conflicting with each other, is what I get. And then we also have the Ten of Wands. So your heart is guiding you to let go of the burdens of other people, like other people's judgments, emotions, reactions, responses to how you feel or how you know about something is not your responsibility. You have to, it's again, trust is coming up a lot. Trust that your heart will never lead you to a place that is harmful, as long as it's coming from a genuine place, like as long as it's coming from a whole place, right? Like if you're making a choice from all of these, oh wow, I just noticed this guy has like a full face on this card. But if you're coming from a place of like conflict and indecision, and you just go with something because it comes from a place of fear, yeah, that can get you into some trouble, right? But if you're coming and making this decision from a very full space, and you are trusting your heart, and you know what's in your heart will never honestly lead you astray. It only leads you to things that are more fulfilling and better for yourself and for the people around you. Like for example, if we're using the job as an example, say you have a really traditional career and it's like everybody says that it's such a good job and you should stay with this blah 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 forever, but like you're not even making that much money and you're like, what the hell am I doing here? This sucks. But then you have this other thing that you want to start diving into, which could be something more creative or more passion based. And people have their opinions on it, right? But you have the ability to make more money in the long run versus being capped. So that means that you can actually help other people more. If you're a mother or you have children, that's for the job or career passion project situation, like, yeah, it's stable, and yeah, you might be unstable for a little while, and that might be a hard thing to go through, but you can do it, and you trust yourself and trust in your abilities, because you will, by choosing what makes you passionate, you'll end up pouring more energy into it, therefore creating more resources for yourself and your family. I'm not sure that, I hope that resonated. I want to get more tarot on your situation. Oh yeah, the Magician. You have the ability to create the life that you want. I feel like you're really manifesting something because you have all of this knowing, but there's a little bit like what is blocking you is this decision and bringing this unconsciousness to the light. I don't even know if you've necessarily like admitted what is your passion or what your manifestation, what you want your manifestation to be to yourself or to like out loud to God or to your spirit guides. But just know that like whatever you do choose, you have the ability to like really create an amazing life and world for yourself. And whatever you do decide, when you go towards your passion, like trust that you will be rewarded for that, is what I heard. Can I get more information please on pile? Okay, I was like, where does the butterfly come in then? So first of all, I think the butterfly might be a sign. Second of all, when the caterpillar goes into its chrysalis or its cocoon, Cancun, is Cancun relevant? That's weird. Cocoon, when a caterpillar goes into its cocoon, it almost goes like unconscious, like it goes to sleep for a really long period of time. So I think that these desires or this gnosis, what you have known to be true, has been dormant for a really long time, but it's like it's coming out and you can't stop it, and it's requiring you to make a decision. What life do you want to live? That's what I heard. Like, you have the ability to create any life that you want. Who do you want to be? All these faces, right? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of job? Like, what is your dream career? What is your dream person? Like, what is the love you want to experience in your life? And that applies to jobs, people, places, or things. Like, what do you want to experience? And then can I get one more card please on pile 3's This is so connected to pile 1, so if you haven't watched it already, highly suggest. Oh, one fell on the floor. So we got the Ace of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Moon upright. Yeah, literally lack of passion, what I said, boredom. Oh, I see here. Let me lay this out in a way where you guys can see it. So we have the Two of Swords. We have the Two of Swords in the middle with the Magician on top. So you guys have the power to choose and to manifest what you want. We have the Moon on one side, and we have the Ace of Wands on the other side. And so on one side, we have a decision or a choice that lacks passion. It just straight up lacks passion. It's boring, not fun, boring. And you feel weighed down, and I'm gonna match the wands with the wands, but you feel weighed down by the burdens of this situation. Like, it is causing you to have a lack of energy internally, and therefore it's going to start to cause issues externally. So when we don't feel right about something and we keep pushing through anyways, we end up going into a lot of debt because it's going to manifest externally. There's maybe a lot of clutter around the house, like different ways of manifestations of energy inside, right? Health issues could also be prevalent or start to happen. And then we have the moon on the other side, or a different decision, and that's all about illusion, mystery, dreams. It also deals with a lot of fear. So I think that you are fearing that your dream is only an illusion. You're fearing the power of your intuition. So on this side there's this depth, because the moon always gives me like water signs, so that's Pisces, Scorpio, what's the other water sign? Cancer. So it gives these like really deep emotional, which is the exact opposite of the Ace of Wands in reverse. So it's almost like you're living a double life, or that like you have the ability to, like, you could be living a double life. Like in one section of your life you're living this way, and then like on the inside you're a different way. Yeah, because emotions are all internal. So it's like you wear this mask of someone trying to fit in just to fit in, but inside there's this whole deep dark like depth of emotion that like is untouched, because you are not allowing it to be brought into the light. Wow. I'm picking up on like potential childhood trauma. I think that you were maybe taught to conform at a young age, taught to do what was right versus what you wanted to do. And so maybe you had to, like, I'm getting like an image in my head, like fall in line. Like you had to just like fall into line, and you were never appreciated for like who you are inside. And that's what's really stopping you from making this choice. Like there might be, so since I brought up the childhood thing, like there might be a lot of judgment around the choice that you're making. But my advice to that is you only got one life. Everybody else isn't living your life. You are. You're in control. You are living your life. Your grandparents, your parents, your friends, your coworkers, they're not living your life. You are. You have to deal with the consequences of feeling burnt out and lack of passion. They don't. Usually too, when I find that once you decide, it might be chaotic for a little period of time, but eventually everything settles out, and the people who love you will be there no matter what. Yeah. So let's get some advice for you guys. So what is blocking pile 3 from making this tough decision? What is blocking pile 3 from making this tough decision? Oh, sheesh. Are we taking them? Yeah, we'll take them. Okay, so these are all blocks. So take the lead, process your feelings. Yeah, kind of like the unconscious to the conscious. It's like you're not allowing yourself to process what you want. You're feeling out of control or lack of strength, and forgiveness for yourself and for others. So it's almost like you are allowing others to lead your life for you. You've been allowing all the opinions and everyone else to lead your life for you. And you're like being hypercritical of yourself. But what's blocking you is you not processing these feelings and these emotions. You not processing your unconscious desires, what you know to be true about yourself or what you want. You feel like you lack the strength to do this, but you don't. Oh, wow, that's so weird. Remember how earlier I said like a primal person, like a primal man. Look at this card. He's like all like kind of similar to what I pictured in my head. And then finally, can I get some last advice on how pile, oh, again, we have releasing, process your feelings and release it. And one more piece of advice, please, for pile 3. Oh, focus on what can happen and slow it down. Right. Slow down enough, like stop all the doing and the external things enough to process your feelings so you can actually come into fullness with yourself and make a conscious decision that's going to lead you towards more abundance. Yep. All right, well, that is all I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this reading or it resonated for you in any way, let me know in the comments and subscribe to my channel if you feel called. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 4. If you chose the Smoky Quartz point, this is your reading. So let's start off. Oh, I'll move this out of the way here. What's interesting about this pile is I had to take a pretty, sorry if you hear my dog eating, by the way, as well, but I had to take a break before I continue the other piles because they ended up being a lot longer than what I expected. So, and you chose Smoky Quartz. So Smoky Quartz is all about like protection, energetic protection. What I also pick up from it is that it's quartz, but with a little bit of something else that is clouding up its aura, clouding up its clearness. So maybe you're experiencing something where you do need to take a break, or you need to clear up your schedule is what I'm hearing. Clear up more free time. We'll see. But I'll go ahead and put your crystal here at the top. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna find out where your heart is guiding you to. We're gonna first look at your oracle cards, and then we're gonna get more tarot to get more information. Then we're gonna look at what's blocking you and what's moving you forward in following your heart and where your heart is guiding you. So let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. We have the self. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense for what I said about the Smoky Quartz. It's like self-care. We'll keep going though. Write a letter. Write a letter to your inner child. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. So you're on a journey of self-discovery. You're on a journey of finding out your true and inner desires. You're on a journey of dreaming big. This major expansion. But with this Smoky Quartz here, I do see that there is some sort of maybe limiting belief or emotion that is holding you back. With the Forge, don't follow, I get the feeling that you're on a path that maybe many don't go on, maybe that you don't have experience with, but your heart is guiding you to forge a new path, forge a new generational lineage is what I heard, forge a new timeline, enter this new timeline with confidence. And then we have fall into my arms in reverse, so surrender, holding opposites, and the extremes of life. So maybe on this new journey of self-discovery, you're avoiding falling completely into it. I've heard 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I also get transition from this card. You're avoiding surrendering to the transition. I didn't do this for the other piles, but I do want to get more oracle cards. I want to get, sorry, my dog. I want to get one from the Starseed deck, and then I want to get one from the Inner Child deck, and then we'll look at the tarot. Oh, I forgot to put my music on my break. The music has been really helping me. Maybe find tools is what I heard. Find tools to help yourself in this transitionary period. Spirit, can I please get some more messages about where pile 4's heart is guiding them to? Where is pile 4's heart guiding them to? Please and thank you. Okay. Where is pile 4's heart guiding them to? Oh, got one flipped. Star family. You are part of a team of souls. Call in support. Your heart is guiding you to a place where you are more aligned. It is guiding you to a place that is more authentic. It is guiding you to a place where, I heard resonant souls, so like-minded individuals, because we have the forge don't follow, right? So maybe you've been following a path that maybe didn't resonate with you for some time, but now your heart is guiding you into this new transformative place with more aligned people, with a more aligned community, because we have all of these souls. So it looks like, I got chills. So it looks like you at first have to almost, it feels lonely, because we also have the self here. Following your heart and following yourself is sometimes a lonely journey, but you're really being guided to a place that where you are seen for who you are, where you are seen for what you have to offer. And then we have a couple more. So we have the golden children, inner child. Wow, that came out. We have write a letter to your inner child, and then we have the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. Yeah, you have gifts that are not being appreciated in this past timeline, but now you're moving into a place where your heart is guiding you to a new community where these gifts are appreciated. This is so Spirit's so funny with synchronicity sometimes. This card says activated earth, power places. I kept saying place. That was like a keyword. Power places, ley lines, trust where you are led, right under the forge don't follow. And then we have the your life is a canvas in reverse. So that is artist, manifestation, or creative accountability. And I'm going to flip these up because now I know they're in reverse. So I think your heart is guiding you to a place where this like creative new version of you can thrive. And we also have the self, and it's like really painted and really beautiful. It's leading you to a place where it is more fulfilling, where, again, I'm going to repeat myself, but where you are appreciated, where your gifts and all that you have to offer and your ability to create and this artistic quality about you, it can be in any situation, is appreciated. I get from this card, the Magician card, your life is a canvas, because you have the ability to create whatever life it is that you want for yourself. And I think that because it was reversed, that maybe for a period of time you didn't believe that was possible, and maybe you're already on this journey and you are feeling uncertain about it because you don't believe that you have the capabilities, or you don't believe that what you do have is a gift, but you do, and your heart is guiding you towards moving towards that direction, so you can prove that to yourself, because when you follow your heart, all of those fears begin to disintegrate over time. You're also getting guided by your heart to tune in to the desires of your inner child, and to go back and to celebrate. Like if your inner child or your younger self were to like look at you today, what would they say? That's a good prompt. Write a letter from your inner child to yourself today. What would they say about your life? Because that's going to give you the confidence in yourself, I think, because I think you do have a lot to offer in whatever it is that you're doing, relationship, career, passion, whatever. I think you have a lot to offer, but you're not seeing it. And I think writing a letter to your inner child, or from your inner child to yourself, will help you to articulate a lot of the beauty in your life. currently. So let's get an inner child message. And then we'll get some tarot. Can I get some messages for pile 4 and where their heart is guiding them to? Can I get messages for pile 4 on where their heart is guiding them? Oh. Spend time in nature. Let the beauty of nature refresh your soul. And what I get from that over the children, the inner child cards, is spend time in wonder. Because children are wonder, right? They always wonder, they're always curious. Spend time in the energy of wonder, because that's what nature makes us do too, right? If we see a really beautiful place, we are like in awe. Spend time being in awe of yourself. Yes, and I just got chills. Spend time giving yourself credit for the things that you've accomplished. We have disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights, and that was in reverse. Disappointment is not the end. So maybe you've had some past disappointments, but it looks like you're moving out of this energy because it was in reverse. So it's like you're still, oh, that's why the smoky quartz is relevant, because if you look at this smoky quartz point, I don't know if you guys can see it on the video, but it's really not super smoky like a lot of smoky quartz crystals are. So it's like literally just a little bit of backlogged gray matter, backlogged shadow emotions that are holding you back, but for the most part you're pretty clear, like you feel pretty good. So because, and that's why it's relevant, is because you're moving out of allowing the past disappointments to control the future of your creations of your life. And then we have breathe in, practice breath work today. Yeah, it's like breathe. You could literally be being guided to practice breath work, practice some sort of activity where the breath is incorporated. And I also think the way I'm also reading it is take time to breathe into the now moment and not focus so much on the past disappointments, because clearly you're in some sort of new journey. And so allowing these disappointments of the past to control you is like, it's almost illogical. I get it, it's really difficult. Like there's residual stuff that needs to be released. But that's where I think the inner child letter comes from. It's like releasing like claiming the new version of you and stepping into your power. All right, this is your pre-pulled tarot. So we have public recognition, and then we have the Four of Wands in reverse. So I'm going to get clarifiers on those and then get a little bit more insight on where your heart is guiding you to. Well, public recognition, that's like you have gifts, right? So we talked about that. So it's like finally getting realized and recognized for the gifts that you have, because you're moving in a direction towards your star family, towards people or a community or a person that is more aligned with you. They can see you. So when we're in somewhere that is not aligned, you can feel it. You know, you start to lack energy. You start to not be necessarily your full self. Maybe you start to experience certain issues financially or health-wise. It's because the people who you're resonating with on that timeline or on that frequency can't see you. So if you're around a bunch of people who you feel like don't see you for who you are, it's because you're vibrating on a different frequency than them. And so now you're moving into a new path, forging a new way, activating your talents, activating your gifts, giving yourself credit when credit is due. You're moving into a place or a timeline where you're actually going to be able to be recognized for what you have to offer the world, what you are bringing to the earth. Now, I just heard earth angel, so that might be a relevant term for you. I really think you're a grounding force. Like, you're really grounded, and that's a gift, and maybe not a lot of people see it that way. So your heart is really guiding you to stay strong, to move out of the energy. So the Four of Swords or Four of Wands reversed is a lack of support, conflict, transition. Oh, like I said, a period of transition. So you're being really guided to your heart to keep the faith in whatever it is that you're working on or doing, while also at the same time knowing that these past disappointments don't have any control over you anymore, if you so choose to let them go. Can I get some more information, please? Thank you. We have the Queen of Cups upright. That's a person that is in full emotional control over themselves and over their passions. We have a lot of water in this spread. So I think whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever it is that you are transitioning from inside of yourself or in your external world, is like a really deep thing for you. And it's like very emotional. It's very passionate. Not quick passion, but it's like a deep passion. Yeah, it's like a deep passion. And then we have, oh wow, we have two queens. That's crazy. So the Queen of Cups and we have the Queen of Swords. Independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, and perceptive. So it's like you have this really deep knowing, this deep passion, this depth of your gift. And it's like you're finally protecting it. You're finally protecting it from maybe people who don't, or things or situations, people, places, things, or ideas or ways of being that are disaligned. Like you are like, the sword I see is like cutting out and like healing everything, every thought, every idea, every pattern that is not going to serve you in this current version of yourself, this new timeline, this new version of you. Wow, that's really amazing. So your heart is guiding you to keep doing what you're doing. Like keep working on transmuting the limiting beliefs, working through the fear, write the letter from your child to yourself. Like keep doing the work because you're really making a lot of progress. What I see in my head is, this is such a funny reference, but in SpongeBob, when he gets stuck in the kelp forest, like I just saw in my head like the guy who comes to save them is like cutting down all of these like weeds to finally get to SpongeBob and Patrick. I don't think that episode is really relevant, but what I see is like you cutting down all of these like weeds. Like you're just like, I am not giving up. I've come this far. I'm gonna keep moving out this shadow from my clear vessel. I'm gonna keep cutting out all of these things that don't serve me, and I'm gonna go until I just can't go anymore, is what I heard. Or I'm gonna keep going until I'm seen. And it's not in an egotistical way either, like I need to be seen to be validated. It's more just like that's what your heart's calling you to do, is because you do deserve to be seen for whatever it is that you have to offer. Can I get some more information for pile 4? Yep, shadow self right over, and what we just talked about. The devil upright, shadow self. And we have the Two of Wands upright. Planning, progress, making decisions, discovery. Yep. So it's literally what I said. It's like you're working on cutting out all of these limiting beliefs, working on your shadow self, and looking towards your future. Like you're not looking in the past anymore. You're not letting the past define who you are, because the past version of you is not, I got chills. The past version of you does not resonate with where you're going. And you know that. You really do know that. Wow. I feel called to get more tarot. And then we'll get what's blocking you and then what's moving you forward. The Hermit. Soul searching, introspection, contemplation, truth seeking, being alone, independence, inner guidance, meditation, and consciousness. Yep. You have been in this Hermit energy in order to transmute all of this stuff. It's like I said in the beginning about the Forge Your New Path card. It has been a long journey alone, like of not getting, I don't know why I'm seeing like corn, like but like a crop, like not harvest, not seeing the fruits of your labor, or not seeing like the fruits of your harvest. But now your heart is guiding you to keep doing that, because you're moving towards your star family, moving towards a more resonant timeline, and not to give up, and to keep the light on in the darkness. Yep. All right, and then can I get some cards, Spirit, for what is blocking pile 4 from following their heart or trusting their heart or opening their heart, is what I heard. Opening their heart to the possibilities, opening their heart to being seen and publicly recognized. What is blocking pile 4 from following their heart, please? Take a risk in reverse. Oh my god. I laughed. By the way, if you watch my other videos or any of the other piles, I'm never laughing at you guys. I'm laughing at the synchronicity of Spirit, because it's just so funny. So for what's blocking you, oh my gosh. I'm glad I gave that little warning before I take a risk in beginnings. So I think what's blocking you is like you are afraid to take a risk on yourself. You're afraid of new beginnings. Change is scary. Jumping into this new timeline with both feet is like very frightening. But that's what's blocking you, is from following your heart, is being comfortable with taking a risk on yourself, like, and starting something new. And what is moving pile 4 forward? Please, Spirit, what is moving pile 4 forward? For 4, that might be an important confirmation number for you. We have 29 as well. Maybe you are 29, or 22 or 99. And can I get what is moving? There we go. Changes. Yep, that's so funny. Embracing change, just like I said. Really embracing the changes. Because look at the lady on this card. She is like so like in her power. She's like, I look good. I know what I'm doing. I can handle this. She's like very confident. This card gives confidence. Having confidence with the changes that are happening in your life right now. Knowing that you do have the gifts and you do have the abilities to conquer the challenge. Woo. Watch for signs. And we have change your tune, but in reverse. So just similar to the other card, which was disappointments from the past, that card. Change your tune. It's like you're in the process of changing your tune already, but now it's like watch for signs as you move towards this new community or this new star family or this new timeline, because you're going to get confirmation about certain actions to take, certain maybe books to read, or certain shadow aspects or shadow emotions of yourself that need to be released. And embrace the change. Embrace the change. I'm gonna get, let's see what I want to get. I want to get finally some last advice for you guys. So I want to know, so pile 4's heart, let's see, your heart is guiding you towards continuing to take a risk on yourself and to believe in the gifts that you have to offer, and to be okay with getting recognized for these gifts. Your heart is guiding you towards a more aligned timeline, to to something you've been dreaming about since you were a child. That's what I heard for some of you. Like a childhood dream, or like a childhood like way of life. Can I get some last final messages for pile 4, please, Spirit? That wants to come out. Easy does it. Your health, happiness, abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. Yep. So it's like, don't feel the need to rush anything. Like, allow things to come in and you'll get signs when the time is right. And final messages, please, for pile 4. Oh. Oh. Passion and purpose. Your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that is dear to your heart. Yep. It's leading you towards more passion in your life. And unconventionality, just like the Forge Your New Path card. Your unique qualities are an important part of your life's purpose. It's okay to feel different from others. Yeah. Like, just like the Forge Your New Path card, like, it's okay, because like you have gifts that are way different, like way different life path than what's standard, and it's gonna look a lot different. But just know that part of your gift is being confident in being unconventional, being confident in this. Because I think in the beginning of this I said creating a new generational pattern. Like, you are creating a new generational pattern for your children, if you have them, or their children's children, or kind of like rewriting your history, like the history in your family lineage. Yeah. All right, well, pile 4, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much, and if it resonated, please let me know in the comments, and subscribe to the channel if you feel so called to do so. I really enjoy getting to read for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hey, pile 4 or 5. Sorry, maybe you're coming from pile 4, or maybe you felt called also to pile 4. Pile 5. Hey, pile 5. If you chose the labradorite, then this is your reading. I always just love looking at this crystal. It's so cool. But labradorite basically resonates with all the chakras. So I always take this stone as like a full body activation or transformation, or many areas of your life are currently being activated, is what I heard. And it also reminds me of like a fish scale, or like a dragon scale. Huh. Rainbow fish is coming to my head. Like, you know that kid's storybook, The Rainbow Fish? How the rainbow fish had a special scale. I think this is how the book goes. The rainbow fish had a special scale, and everybody made fun of the rainbow fish for having this scale. But then I think at the end of the book, excuse me, oh, they were just jealous. They were just jealous of the rainbow fish's ability to be shiny and like unique. And so they were all making fun of the rainbow fish, and then eventually the rainbow fish shared his scales. I think that might be in a different version of the book, or like a part 2 of the book, but whatever. Regardless, the thing that came to my mind was that like maybe people are being jealous of your shine, like your sparkle, or the way you shine. Maybe they don't really like it because it not saying that there's a problem with you shining or sparkling in a certain way, but the people who are jealous of you feel intimidated by you, is what I get. All right, well, we'll see if any of that is relevant. So I did some oracle cards, and we're going to find out where your heart is guiding you to, and then we're going to get more tarot for the situation, and then we're going to get what's blocking you and what's moving you forward in this heart choice, heart decision. So let's look at your oracles. We have the Tear. Aww. And we have Thanatos. I'm going to read both of these because I'm not really super familiar with these 2 cards in particular. Let me do that first, actually. So we have the Tear. The Tear. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos that they open up a portal to the unseen world. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair that, once acknowledged, will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. Maybe you guys came from pile 2. Or if not, if maybe you feel called to that pile as well. So maybe whatever it is that your heart is guiding you to has required you to either A, shed tears, or it's guiding you to shed more tears and allow yourself to release. I always envision tears as like the human form of rain. I don't know how to explain that, but let me try. Like, you know how rain comes from the clouds and obviously and then waters the earth? I always envision that that's the human body's way of nourishing itself or nourishing the world around it. Like when you allow your tears to fall, exactly like this said, when you allow your tears to fall back into the earth, it's like almost like a signature that you're sending into the earth for healing. And then we have Thanatos, LXXI. Here it is. Oh, kind of. This is kind of a disturbing image, but it kind of is already giving me like there's like a web of whatever is keeping you stuck. Like you're stuck in the center of this very sticky web, this very sticky situation. Let's see, LXX. Here we go. Thanatos. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as a transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld, grieving, mourning, bearing witness to all that is. Yeah. So I think a lot of you who are watching this pile, and obviously it's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I think that you are grieving a passed on loved one. You could also be, if it's not like an actual loved one that you are grieving, it could also be grieving old parts of yourself. Grieving an old relationship is also what I heard. Grieving something, letting go and grieving something and allowing yourself to really feel the raw wholeness of this emotion. I really like what the card said about it's like having that warrior spirit, knowing that in order to feel the feelings, you do have to travel to the darkness to allow yourself to grieve and to cry and allow yourself to feel, but know that you will return. Once this release is over, once this grief, obviously grief is a process and it comes in waves, but there's a thick of it, right? Like an adjustment period. Once you kind of continue to move through that and continue to release, you will come back to the fullness of your life, is what I heard. But be patient with yourself because it is a long process. So then we also have connect to the eternity within. Wow. Let yourself be held by love. I get from this card, death is not the end, it is the beginning of eternity. And I know, like I said, I'm not laughing at, I think I said this in one of the other piles, but every time I laugh, I'm never laughing at you, the viewers of the pile. I'm just like, I'm a relatively giggly person, honestly, and I just, sometimes the way the messages come through are just so strange that I'm just like, what is happening? That death is not the end, it is the beginning of eternity. And so I'm also getting the message that you can connect to your loved ones that have moved on, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. And maybe you do this by crying, maybe you do this by gardening, maybe you do this by doing many different things. But connecting to the earth is coming through really prevalently. Maybe taking a bath, maybe you can connect through water, because we have water here twice. But knowing that you do have the ability to connect and allow yourself to be loved by God and the Creator, and allow yourself to be loved by you and around people who care about you. Like, allow this love to come in on a physical level and through like a spiritual level. And then we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Jump in. Say yes to change. And what I get from this is, like, these are really definitive. Like, it's happening. Jump in. It's like there's no getting around this grieving process. Like, it's happening now. So just jump into the feelings and allow yourself to have them. And then for your tarot, we have the 5 of Pentacles upright, the Star in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles upright. And I would like to get clarifiers on all of these. Hopefully they're still in the camera frame. Yes, they are. So I feel like where your heart is guiding you to is, your heart is guiding you to jump into the release. Like, stay true to the vision. And see how we see that the girl on this card is looking to the earth? Just like in Thanatos card, it said, like, you have to basically go into the depths of it, but know that you will return to the land of the living, like, better and more strong and more capable and more able to hold space for other people. And you can see here that the girl on the card is standing in water, and water to me always symbolizes emotions. And so it's like the girl on this card had to step away from everything that she knew before in order to process these emotions, these new emotions that are coming in, and kind of look back at her old life and accept the changes that are happening. We also have, oh yeah, so let me get clarifiers on these really quickly. So I guess, like, where your heart is guiding you to is just to experience yourself and not judge yourself for what you're experiencing or what you're going through. Is to just know that it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. It's okay to go through a dark period and process things. You don't always have to be the life of the party, is what I heard, or the entertainer or the host. Like, you don't always have to fill these shoes. The shoes will be there when you get back. Like, no need to rush it. Like, step out of the role you've been playing, is what I heard. Like, maybe you have a big role, like, in your job or in your life. Maybe you're a parent, or like a lot of people depend on you, and your heart is guiding you to step out of those shoes for just a second and to allow, like, your bare feet to touch the earth. I'm getting that, like, you have had a lot of, like, you get a lot of, like, healing and satisfaction from, like, being there for others, but right now you're just not necessarily in a place to do that, and you need to be there for yourself. You need to be there for yourself, and touching your feet to the earth is always good because it grounds us back into the present moment, And again, kind of like what I was saying in the beginning with the tear, how it's like the human form of rain, or like how humans can produce rain, or this call for healing and help. When we release a lot of these emotions like into the earth, there's a whole network of like trees and mycelium and which is mushrooms, like underneath the surface of the earth. And so when we release like our anxiety, our fear, and our emotions, or our actual physical tears into the earth, the energy of that release goes into the earth and then becomes recycled. So it gets sometimes recycled as like signs or new opportunities or help or support where we would least expect it. But if we never ask for help or never release, then it gets stuck inside of our bodies. So it's really important. Right now, your heart is guiding you to release into the earth. Go outside, take your shoes off, put your feet on some grass. If you're feeling anxious, just send it into the earth. The earth is so strong and has the ability to really, really help take the burden of those emotions. Like, if you don't have anyone necessarily to talk to around you, just know that the earth is there to help you. I've done it before. I do this practice often, especially when I'm having like anxiety or just a lot of emotions that I feel welling up inside my body. I just like sink my feet into the grass. I just like release a breath. And then I say, "Dear earth, please, please, I'm sending you all this anxiety. I'm sending you all of this fear. I'm sending you all of this worry. Please take it from me. I cannot hold this anymore." And the earth is really helpful. So yeah. All right, I don't really need clarifiers on this anymore, but I'll get some more tarot. Where is pile 4's heart guiding them? We have the 2 of Pentacles in reversed. Keywords are overcommitted, lack of balance, or feeling overwhelmed. Yeah, just like I was mentioning, you might be feeling overwhelmed by the amount of emotions that you're carrying inside of you, and so your heart is guiding you to release those. Whoa. Will I take them all? Yes. We have the 5 of Swords in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune upright, and we have Justice. So it's avoiding conflict. Basically, I kind of get from that is moving out of conflict with yourself, moving out of the conflict around you. Like maybe there's chaos around you and it's like really moving into a more peaceful place or a peaceful time period in your life. Let's see. And then we have Justice, which is all about fairness, truth, clarity, balance. So interesting. So under the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, we have Justice, which is all about balance. So your heart is guiding you to bring balance back into your life. And know that you are ending or beginning, take whatever resonates, you are ending or beginning a cycle, a cycle that's been there for a really long time. Okay, so it's more so ending. It's like you're ending a cycle of something that's been holding you back from effectively processing your emotions or effectively having abundance in your life. But the first step is to release all of these burdens into the earth, and to release all of these emotions, and to cry these tears, and to move away from conflict, to bring balance, to restore balance back into yourself. And it's also good luck or karma, right? Destiny, a turning point, a change, inevitable fate, ups and downs, and unpredictable. So it's like, yeah, you closing out a cycle. Life cycles again, so we're bringing back to Thanatos, like the cycles of life. Can I get a clarifier on the Wheel of Fortune, please? Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, and we have the 4 of Wands upright, so that's all about stability. So it's like finding stability in the unstable, or in the wheel of destiny, essentially. Like, these things are almost out of your control, but what you can control is how you process your emotions and the help that we ask for. All right, so let me get some final advice for you. What is holding you back and what's moving you forward from following your heart. So what is holding pile 5 back from following the guidance of their heart? Slowing down. Maybe you feel that you can't slow down. If you slow down, the world stops. That's what I heard. The world will stop turning if you slow down. And I kind of take that as like household stuff. Like you feel like everything is just going to break down if you slow down. But no, you're being asked and guided to really slow down and get I don't want to say get a grip because it kind of sounds bad, but like get a better hold on like what your priorities are. I'm not taking all these. Well, actually, damn it. Oh well. Getting a better grip on your priorities, and your first priority is your emotional and mental well-being. What else is holding them back? Patience. Okay. It's like you're not being patient with yourself in the process, and you feel that you have, if you slow down, the whole world's gonna stop, kind of thing, right? So it's like you're like trying to rush this process. You're like, okay, I need to get back to it. I need to get back to the earth. I need to get back to my life. Like I need to be normal again. And you're not giving yourself patience. Something that I've learned about patience that like really helped me kind of cultivate this, because I'm like really impatient person, honestly. But processing patience, I used to process it as I'm not doing anything, and that drove me nuts. Like I personally can't deal with not doing anything or not taking any action. But what I learned is patience is also a form of action. You are choosing to wait. That's a choice to wait. That's a choice to be patient with yourself. That's a choice to give yourself grace. That's a choice to allow things to come into full fruition before taking any action. So being patient is also a form of action. Being patient with yourself. Also, these things are like, see how these moons have cycles? These things take time. There's a process to it. You can't just jump from a full moon to a waning crescent. Like, no, the moon goes through phases in the time that it goes through the phases. And so whatever phase you are in right now, jump into that phase and feel that phase. All right, so that's what's slowing you down, or not slowing you down, keeping you from following your heart's guidance. And now let's see what is helping you follow your heart's guidance. What is helping pile 5 follow the guidance of their heart? What is helping pile 5 follow the guidance of their heart? Changes. Accepting changes. Oh. Just like I said, seeking support. And what's helping them is taking a breath. Slowing down. Wow, it's so interesting. You got slow it down as what's like keeping you from following your heart's guidance, but then you have take a breath that's helping you. So maybe breath work is actually helping you. The support of your family, friends, or spiritual help, whatever, is really helping you adapt to these changes in this life, this new way of life. Take a breath. So it's like you are taking a breath, but maybe the way you're processing this breath is what's holding you back. So like you're like, yeah, I took a break today. That's enough. It's like, yes, but you're still viewing it as like you not doing anything for that amount of time, where it's like you're actually not soaking in the slowing down. You're not soaking in the breaths you're taking. You're not soaking in the support that you have. So yeah, I think that's, I'm gonna get you higher self messages, and then I think, oh, that card fell out of the box. Perspective is a matter of where you stand. And then we have, let's see. Can I get some final advice for pile 5, please? It's like change, it's like Change the, oh wow, perspective. Yeah, change your perspective on how you're viewing taking a breath for yourself. Like, you're valuable enough to take breaks. Like, especially if you're going through something that's really difficult. Like, you need to focus on yourself. And one more higher self message, please, for pile 5. Embrace what you've learned and cherish your experiences because they are divinely fated. So yeah, what I get from that is like, cherish what you do have around you right now, and remember to soak up every moment and every phase of yourself. Let me get one more. Maybe going on a bike ride would be nice. Like, get back out into the world and just soak up the moments. Your heart always knows the way. Simply trust it. Yep, I think that was confirmation for this message. All right, pile 5. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this reading or it resonated in any way, please let me know in the comments. And if you feel so called, subscribe to the channel. That would be great. Alrighty, well, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile 6. If you chose the mini Bic, the flame, then this is your reading. So I think I said this in the beginning or a couple piles, but it's just so interesting. I just chose a bunch of random things. But I looked up because I was like, why did I put a lighter there? Like a flame, right? Like a flame. So fire might be important. Flames also symbolize, symbolize inspiration, purification, passion. That song by The Doors, "Come on baby, light my fire," that's coming up, so that might be relevant. Also, it's like something that lights up a dark room, or yeah, lights up, like light in the darkness. I'm seeing someone with like a torch in it, and then they're lighting up like a dark corridor or like a dark hallway. I don't know, we'll see if any of this is relevant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at your oracle cards, and then also, because we had the flame, there's a flame card in the archetypes, this one, and we're gonna look at it just because we have the flame here. Anyway, so we're gonna look at your oracle cards, and then we're gonna kind of see where your heart is guiding you to. Then we're gonna look at what's blocking you from following your heart and what is moving you forward or helping you to follow your heart. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. We have first the Queen, and then we have, oh, speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid transmission, or an activation. Like a spiritual activation, like a spiritual, like a lighting up of your power, like a lighting up of your source, your power, like realizing your heat is what I heard because of the flame. Like this is such a funny way to express this message, but like realizing like how hot you are, like how amazing you are. And then we have all paths lead to home, inner authority. Yeah, like the Queen, authority figure, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. And then for your tarot, we have the King of Cups, emotionally balanced, and we have the 5 of Swords upright, conflict, disagreements, competition, sneakiness, or abusive relationships. I also get just like deceit. So from this, and based on the other cards, I get like almost like you're deceiving yourself, because we have here the Queen, and right, and queens are like royal authority figures, and it gives me like Empress energy, like they know their power but they don't abuse it, or they don't have like a huge ego about it. I mean, some queens do, but not the Empress, right? And then we have this card 33, so that might be an important number for you. Speak to yourself with kindness. Become aware of how you speak to yourself. So I think that your heart is guiding you into a place where you are more able to step into your full power, but in order to do that, you have to light the flame, or stoke the flame of your power. Like, oh, I heard stroke your ego, but like in a good way. So I think it's more saying like, and I'm getting like a little bit tongue-tied, so I think maybe like you have a hard time speaking kindly to yourself. Like you're really critical of yourself. So it's like, I think your heart is guiding you to a place where like, yeah, stroke your ego a little bit. Like, be like, hello, like I'm great, I'm amazing, but not in an egotistical way to the point where it's toxic. It's just like, stoke your flame, like keep yourself alive by being kind to yourself. Keep your spirit alive, like your queen energy alive, by being kind to yourself. And then we have all paths lead to home, inner authority. So it's like having authority over your inner world. So maybe you're the type of person that your brain kind of starts getting carried away with like criticisms or negatives, or feeling out of control of like the way that you are processing events. But your heart is guiding you to start to begin to have more control over your emotions, have more balance in the way that you move throughout your life, and to be more kind to yourself, honestly, because you are really powerful and you do have a lot of great qualities. But if you're constantly like pouring water on the fire, like you're constantly putting your own flame out, and then you have to keep reigniting, keep reactivating, keep pulling yourself back up. So it is a healthy balance to like stroke your ego a little bit. Tell yourself how great you are. Like, find 5 things about yourself right now, and like about yourself, and say, I am great because blank, blank, blank. Like, just do it. And once you start to do it every day, you're like rewiring your subconscious, so that your subconscious starts to pick up on the positives of yourself rather than what it deems to be like an imperfect quality. And so like I said, in this deck, there's a flame card. So I'm going to read that card. Let's see, the flame. Oh, and here's the card. I pulled it out ahead of time. The flame. It's interesting, we have like a lot of red, so a lot of root chakra energy. It's like ground yourself back into yourself. It's almost like I feel like when you aren't speaking to yourself kindly, it's almost like you're disassociating with yourself, or you are like attacking yourself in some way. But it's like root yourself back into the truth of yourself, because deep down inside, I think you do know all these good things about yourself, but it's like you're blocking yourself from being able to fully express or balance them within inside of you for some reason, which we'll find out. But let's look at the flame. The flame. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire. Oh my gosh. To cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It is likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. Health, mental clarity, or good digestion. So yeah, I got literally what I said was that it's a call to reignite that fire. To cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame. Like, protect yourself. Preserve your fire. Can I get some more tarot, please, on where pile 6's heart is guiding them to, please? We have the 6 of Cups in reverse. Keyword for that is living in the past. So yeah, it's like all of these negative things that you say to yourself is all about past things, or past things that someone has told you about yourself that's like not even true. I get the feeling that you guys internalize a lot of people's criticism and comments, and that's what really like puts, oh, this came out, Temperance. That puts out a little bit of your fire like every time. Like you might be really sensitive to criticism because you are generally just like relatively emotional and you have like a lot of passion and you care a lot. It's not a bad thing. It just means that you're just a little bit more sensitive to people's criticism, and all of those things are in the past. So your heart is guiding you to pull yourself out of the past and focus on the present moment, and to bring balance to the way that you speak to yourself. Because if we can keep talking like all this crap on ourselves and say all these bad things or all of these negative things about ourselves, and then we find, hold on, let me rephrase this. So whatever we tell ourselves, our subconscious actively seeks to validate that in the external environment. So for example, if we keep telling ourselves we're bad at something, or like, I don't know, you're a bad organizer, you're a bad planner, your subconscious is going to actively seek ways to validate that deep internal belief is true. So then you're going to start to notice every single little tiny mistake that you make. What if you just told yourself that you are a good planner constantly, or a good organizer, or good at whatever, or you are beautiful? Then your subconscious would seek ways to validate that belief. Then you'll start to notice, oh, I kind of like when my hair falls on my shoulders like that. Oh, I kind of did a good job at that, didn't I? Oh, I kind of like this mole on my eye, whatever, right? So it's like, if you can tell yourself all of these bad things, you can tell yourself equally as the good things, and your subconscious is going to try to find a way to validate it. And there's a balance, right? There's a balance between being hard on yourself in a way that like pushes yourself, versus being hard on yourself in a way that's destroying your self-worth. So it's like balancing, giving yourself like a kick in the butt when you need it, and being kind to yourself when you deserve it, which is all the time, honestly. But I get it. Like I get it. Sometimes you're like, I could have done better. I could do this better. But it's like, just give yourself a little bit of like kudos for putting in the effort. Let's see. Can I get more information on where, so it looks like your heart is guiding you to more like emotionally balanced place. Your heart is guiding you to a place of like love and compassion for yourself, in a place where you're actually able to feel fulfilled, into a place where you like can fill your own cup. Oh, so I think because you maybe have the tendency to be critical of yourself, or like snuff your flame, that you maybe look to external sources to light your fire, or to give you more compliments, which then it's coming from a place of lack. So your heart is guiding you to a place where you have this endless and reciprocal love for yourself, because if that's what you are giving to yourself, that's what's going to show itself externally. So for example, if you've always been in one-sided relationships or jobs that weren't super emotionally fulfilling, this might have something to do with it. So your heart is guiding you into a place that is more reciprocal. But in order for reciprocal love to be external, we have to first be able to fill our own cup and have that endless flow of love and support for ourselves. And I'm not saying that you have to be perfectly healed before any of this happens. I'm just saying what's in the cards for you in particular. And I think this is an important theme that's coming up is to create this love for yourself so that you don't seek external validation elsewhere, is what I'm trying to say. Whether that be in a partner, a job, a career, whatever it is, so that you can be more sovereign in your expression as a queen. You can be a more sovereign expression of this flame. Yeah. All right. I want to get some now Moonology cards on what is blocking you from following your heart and what's actually helping you move into this place of reciprocal love for yourself. I love that. That's like a really cool energy. Because when you have that energy, you don't need anyone else. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need anyone else's validation. You don't need anyone else's love. Like, you are so full on your own that anything else that comes into your life, like, one, has to be like really high quality, and two, has to only add to that flow of abundance. So that's really cool. No wonder I picked up with the Empress with the Queen card, because that's like total Empress energy. Oh, this isn't Moonology. I'm shuffling the Inner Child, but maybe I'm supposed to pull one of these. So I guess I'll pull another one. Can I get some more information on pile 6's, where their heart is leading them to, please, Spirit? Where is pile 6's heart leading them to? To a place of emotional contentment and emotional fulfillment. Breathe in into a place where you can breathe, I see the number 1. I see the number 6 or 9. Oh, sheesh. We have, it is never truly the end. In this, everything will be okay. And then we have emotions are the reflection, look for the deeper meaning. And 44. So we have number 19, 12, 44, and 7. You know the way, trust your intuition on this journey. What I get from these is that, like, your emotions about yourself, like the way you're speaking to yourself, is clue to a deeper emotion that's going on. And your spirit team is saying that you already know the way to figure this out. Like, you've done this before. Like, you know what you're doing. Go back out into nature and reconnect if you feel so called to do so, to reconnect with yourself, because you already know, in a way, how to figure out what the block is for yourself. And then oh, the Moonology, that's what I was doing. Oh yeah, so now we're gonna get what is blocking you from following your heart's guidance. So I guess what's blocking you from, aside from the emotional standpoint, like what is blocking you from like seeing your full power, or like stroking your ego? Like, what's blocking you from doing that? And what is helping you to move into this place of reciprocal love for yourself? Is sovereignty. What is blocking pile 6 from keeping their inner flame alive, not needing validation from others? Synchronicities. So, what's blocking you is not seeing synchronicities. What's blocking you from moving into this place is of maybe not seeing synchronicities. Maybe they're saying to pay more attention to synchronicities, because there could be like important advice out there for you. I heard like magazine or like an article or like a book. There might be an important piece of information or song even that you're missing information from. So what's blocking them? Love. Ooh, love in reverse. Yeah, love for yourself. That's what's blocking you. Just like genuinely sitting in the love of yourself. And one more. And one more for what's blocking them. Okay, sheesh. Just one, please. One more for what's blocking pile 6. Meant to be. meant to be? And what is moving? Oh, you are meant to be. It's like knowing that your love for yourself is what's meant to be. And once that happens, or like once that like flow has started, you will start to see the external reflect the internal. Interesting. And then can I get what is moving pile 6 forward on this journey? What is moving pile 6 forward in following their heart? Or where is their heart guiding them to? Well, we know where, but what is moving them forward in following their heart? Eee! That one wants to come out so bad. Changes, slowing down, and last one. Oh, crap. What is moving pile 6 forward? Higher power. Yep. Your connection to your higher power, embracing the changes that you've gone through and that you've been through, and slowing down enough to reflect on yourself. That's what's going to move you forward. All right. Well, pile 6, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this reading. If it resonated with you in any way, I would love to know in the comments. And if you feel so called, please subscribe to my channel. All right. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.